Hello everyone, here is lecture 5 on Introduction to Quantum Mechanics. This lecture we will discuss on Born interpretation for a wave function and expectation value of any physical parameter. Here is again a kind appeal for ignorance of alignments. Now before talking about the probability density which was given by Max Born, let's talk about the previous thing described about this one. So according to Schrodinger, if a particle is in motion, then the wave function is associated with that one. It's already known as a matter wave. Then he said that density of a particle to be found at any point is directly proportional to the square of the maximum amplitude of that wave, which is actually associated with the moving particle. If the wave matter wave is expressed by this equation, as we know that here capital A represents to the maximum amplitude, so the density of the particle at any point will be proportional to the A square. The density of a particle to be found at any point, density of the particle proportional to A square. But we know that in wave packet there is an expansion of wave packet, so due to which the particle can vary or its position is varied from 0 to some extent, so can be found anywhere. So Max Born considered that there is required to include the concept of probability to find the density of a particle at any point, and he said that and modified the Schrodinger's concept of density of a particle in other way, like as he said that parameter as probability density of a system, quantum system, to be in a state will be proportional to the square of the magnitude of wave function. This is called here it is called the mode of psi. Okay, square of the mode of psi. So according to Schrodinger, density of a particle proportional to A square, according to Max Born, probability density is proportional to this one. Actually this term is also represents to the amplitude in respect to the quantum mechanics. How? See here, this is a wave function. Psi naught is represented to the amplitude, as here in this equation A was represented to the amplitude. In quantum mechanics, psi naught represented to the maximum amplitude of a wave function, or in other words, the wave associated with a particle. So here at place of psi naught square will be here, and it is obtained after calculation that this value is also equal to psi naught square, where psi naught representing to the maximum amplitude of a wave function. The same thing is also said by Max Born, which was said by Schrodinger, but here the probability concept is included. So this one, probability density, is directly proportional to square of the mod of wave function. Okay, now let's find the value of this one. This psi, the square of the mod of psi, is expressed by psi star, and psi star represents to the complex conjugate of this one. Since here minus I is here, in other words I is here, imaginary term. So wave function is a complex quantity. So by taking the complex conjugate psi star, so I minus I will be converted here. See here, complex means at place of I we substitute minus I. So minus already was there. By substituting minus I, it will be plus I. Okay. So complex conjugate of psi means psi star equal to this one. So by substituting the value of psi here, psi star here, see psi, this one is here, this one is here. So minus term and plus term, e power will be 0. 0 means 1. So we have psi naught square. In other words, square of the mod of wave function. It represents to the probability density according to Max Born. Okay, it is also a real quantity. As Schrodinger said, A square. Similarly here, psi naught square. But according to Schrodinger, there was a particle density, here probability density. Why? There is a reason, and x varies from, or position varies from 0 to some extent because of probability density is considered. Probability is important. Okay. So if it represents to the probability density, okay, means probability of a finding particle, okay, at particular energy level or at particular state, okay, probability at particular state in per unit volume equal to this one. Density means the value of something per unit volume. So per unit volume, if a finding probability of any particle of any quantum mechanical system is this one, per unit volume. In other words, probability density per unit volume probability equal. Density is not included, since per unit volume we are including. Okay. So per unit volume, the probability of finding particle of this one. So in dV volume will be multiplied by substituting the value of dV small volume, representing the small volume dx dy dz. Okay. So in dV volume, the probability of finding the particle is equal to this one. Let's try to find the total probability in a space. Then there is need to be substitute the lower and maximum limits of these dimension values. So x is substituted -1, similarly y and z. So it represents to the total probability, okay, of a finding system in space. Here in space, it represents in dV volume. It represents the per unit volume. So per unit volume in dV volume and in whole space. As you know, the total probability must be equal to 1, so it will be equal to 1. It represents a 3-dimensional case. If it converts to a 1-dimensional case, here will be not 1-dimensional. Okay, sorry, 1-dimensional case. It will be equal to this one. If along x direction is, if it is studied, the total probability in this case will also be equal to 1. Okay, so this one, square of the mod of psi is also expressed as psi star. So by substituting psi star, we have this equation. Okay, this equation in 1-dimensional case, this equation. This is called one of the condition, which is called condition of normalization. If wave functions are fulfilling this condition, okay, wave function and the complex conjugate are fulfilling this condition, then it's called condition of normalization, and the wave function is called normalized wave function. So let's see the properties of wave function. At particular point, it must be finite value. It must represent a finite value, single value, and by changing the position, it must be changed continuously. So it must be continuous, single, and finite value. Okay, and its probability density with the help of wave function psi, if probability density is obtained, that must be independent of time t. So as we already been shown in previous slide, psi star equal to psi naught square we obtain. See here dV is substituted here. See here psi naught square already obtained. dV is multiplied. dV will be here. Like dV is here. Is a real quantity. The quantity. No exponential term is here. Here the no exponential term here. Psi naught square is represented as in terms of the mod like this one. So it represents to a real and independent of time. Another condition which is also followed by wave function. If talking about any two energy levels of energy values are represented by EI and EJ. Two energy levels of energies are EI and EJ. To describe those energy levels, different energy wave functions will be required, psi A and psi J. See, for two different energy levels, two different wave functions. Then if we talk about this term, where psi A is kept, psi J star is kept, means complex conjugate of psi J is kept here. For two different states, it will be equal to 0. It will be equal to 0. Then this condition is called orthogonalization condition, and the wave functions are called orthogonal wave function. Orthogonal. See, normalization, in normalization case, wave functions were kept or are kept in the same state. If we take here psi I and here will be the psi I star. Okay, psi I and psi I star, same state. But here psi I and psi j is taken here, psi j star. So for two different states, okay, this term is converted into 0. So this is called the orthogonal gonalization condition and the normalization condition. And mathematically, orthogonal means perpendicular terms. But here, quantum mechanically, orthogonalization means the finding probability, and this term represents the probability. Total probability of a system is 0. Okay, then the wave functions are known as orthogonal. Since the wave function is following the normalization condition and orthogonal condition, so wave function is also known as a normalized orthogonal wave function. So any normalized orthogonal wave function can be expressed as a sum of other normalized orthogonal wave functions. These are the other wave functions. Okay, n1 and n2 are integers. Let n1 equal to 1, capital N2 equal to 2. The remaining terms are not required. Then psi will be equal to n1 is 1 means phi 1 plus n2 equal to 2 means 2 phi 2. So psi equal to phi 1 plus 2 phi 2. Okay, means psi can be expressed in terms of other wave functions. This is the fifth property of any wave function. So we have discussed the 5 properties belonging to a wave function. Another important and specific property of an energy level, and belonging to that, wave functions are also described as non-degenerate wave function or degenerate wave function. If there is single energy level, so we have required a single wave function to describe of that one. So that energy level is known as non-degenerate energy. Non-degenerate. Single energy level, single wave function is required. If to describe any single energy level, if we need more than single wave function, means there may be required 2 wave functions, 3 wave functions, 4 wave functions to describe an energy level, then this energy level is known as degenerate energy level, and the wave function is called degenerated wave functions. Let's see this figure. Talking about an atom, at the center there is a nucleus and surrounding there are orbitals. For first orbital n equal to 1, we know that in first orbital only single subshell is considered as subshell. In n equal to 1, we have only s subshell. For s, orbital quantum number equal to 0. Okay, for L equal to 0. So C, single energy level, there is no splitting. So describe of this one, single wave function will be required. Means this energy state or level is known as non-degenerate energy state or level, and the wave function will be non-degenerated. C, for second orbit. Okay, we are talking about the atom. In the second orbit, we have S subshell and P subshell. Because of which we shown as 2s 2p. Okay, 1s for first one, 2s 2p. So means for s is equal to for 2s L equal to 0, for p L equal to 1. We know that for p subshell is further split or divided into px, py and pz. See, for px L equal to 1, py L equal to 0 and pz L equal to -1. So single subshell p is divided into 3 orbitals subshell, and 2s subshell is not further degenerate. So these two are divided into 4 energy levels. So single energy level firstly divided into 2 and then after total 4. So one energy level, in other words, is split into 4 energy levels. So to describe these 4 energy levels, we must have 4 wave functions. 4 wave functions. See, in other words, to describe an energy level, okay, we need more than one wave function, means 4 wave functions. So because of this energy level is known as degenerated energy level, and the wave functions required are known as degenerated wave function. Here non-degenerated, it is not split. So wave function non-degenerated. Here it is split. So it is degenerated. So wave functions will be degenerated, non-degenerated. Okay. Okay, this was for Born interpretation. Next, moving to know about the expectation values of any physical parameter. Mathematically, expectation value means probability to finding a parameter. In terms of physics, it represents to the average value of any physical parameter. Okay, it is expressed in this term, where P represents to the probability to be found any state, okay, per unit volume, or in other words, probability density, or probability to be found per unit volume of any particle or anything. So talking about the physical parameter, Fr is a physical parameter. Then by multiplying this one, it represents to the probability to be found by this physical parameter, okay, per unit volume. This one. By multiplying dV, it represents to the probability of a to be measured Fr in dV volume. And by applying the limits, it represents to the total volume, probability to be found this physical parameter in complete volume. Okay, when this one is divided by total probability to be found in the whole volume, total probability, okay, it represents to the probability of a physical parameter. It represents the total probability. Then we have the expectation value. Okay. Now PR, this probability density, as we know that it represents to the psi star psi. So here psi is kept next to this physical parameter, and here psi star is kept here. So this expectation value of any physical parameter, here there may be position, there may be energy, there may be momentum, whatever physical parameters are is needed to be studied, that must be kept here. So by substituting this value, we have expectation value. We know that if wave function is normalized, then this one will be equal to 1. So finally this equation will be transformed into this equation. So here it represents to the wave function, expectation value of this one, okay, for a normalized wave function. If we need the expectation value of x, here x will be substituted. See here, x is substituted for expectation value of average value. For 3-dimensional case, r is kept here. See, it represents the expectation value. For expectation value of energy will be kept here. The difference is here, energy means energy operator must be substituted here at place of E cap. E cap represents to the energy operator. As we already been seen in previous lecture 4, talking about the Schrodinger's equation. When wave function is differentiated, partially differentiated related to t, and after simplification we obtained this equation, E psi equal to I bar del psi by t, and by the partial differentiating with respect to x, we have this equation. Okay, these two terms were obtained in lecture 4 for talking about the Schrodinger's equation. So let's see with these two equations how we obtain energy operator and momentum operator. Here, just remove the psi from here on both sides. Then we have E equal to I bar del by del t, like this one. It represents the energy operator. Similarly, psi is removed from here. Then we have Px equal to minus I bar del by del x. It represents to the momentum operator. In 3-dimensional case, that is shown as minus I bar here. 3-dimensional case means nebula is kept here. For 1-dimensional, del by del x will be here. For 3-dimensional, as we know, nebula equal to I del by del x plus j del by del y plus k del by del z. So it is also shown in lecture 4 during the derivation of the Schrodinger's equation. So now we have to substitute this operator here, like this one. I bar is kept outside the integrand, and psi on psi del by del t is imposed. And after simplification, we can find the E. Similarly, at place of p cap, if we substitute I bar minus I bar del by del x, del by del x for one dimensional case. For three dimensional case, nebula will be here. Similarly, other physical parameters expectation values can be obtained. Now let's see the numericals. By solving them, we can more appropriately can be known about the application part of the previous two topics. Like in this numerical, the wave function is shown is the eigenfunction, the operator. Find the eigenvalue. Function is given, which is called here eigenfunction. We have to find eigenvalue. So eigenfunction, eigenvalue. Let's see this equation. Here, when an operator is applied, okay, or imposed on a wave function, then we have the same wave function by multiplying a factor. This value is called the eigenvalue. So, and this function is called eigenfunction. So, an operator is operated over a function. Same function is obtained with a factor. This factor is called eigenvalue. So now we have to apply this one over this one. So similarly, we applied this one over this one here. Opening the bracket is multiplied with this one and this one. And this term is differentiated relative to x 2 times. Since del square upon del x square is here, 2 times it is differentiated. Then we have these two terms. This one will be cancelled, and this one just remain, and this factor except minus 3 is psi x. Okay, so a cap psi x is equal to, we obtain minus 3 psi x. So here minus 3 is called eigen. So eigenvalue equal to minus 3 according to this. The next numerical, if psi n and psi m are eigenfunctions of operator, single operator, these two eigenfunctions are given, of eigenvalues are here. Then prove that this one. So on the left side, a cap psi n is kept. A cap psi n, for psi n eigenvalue lambda n. So a cap psi n will be equal to lambda n psi n. Lambda n kept out, and this one we have already been seen. It represents to the orthogonalization condition, so it will be 0. So it is proved. If m equal to n, and here if m, and here is also substituted place of n by m, means psi m star psi m, then it will be 1. Okay, not 0. But here both are doesn't equal. So because of 0. So next we have to normalize this function, normalize the wave function for these two limits, as well as we have to find the expectation values. If a wave function is not normalized means, we have already been seen that the condition of normalization is equal to psi star psi integration over volume is must be equal to 1. If that is not equal to 1, okay, then the functions are called non-normalized. Like here, this is non-normalized. To make it normalized, we have to be multiplied by 1 by root over n. If you multiply with this one, with this wave function, non-normalized wave function will be converted into normalized wave function. So this is called normalized wave function. Now we have to find the value of capital N. If this is a normalized, then apply the condition of normalization by taking the complex conjugate. Minus I will be converted into plus I, and by substituting the here, see here, psi is kept, psi star is kept, equal to 1. Integration over minus infinite to infinite. So see, exponential terms will be cancelled out here, and exponential minus alpha square by 2 is here, by 2 by 2, so it will be converted to exponential minus alpha x square, 1 by square root n is here. So two terms are here, so we will have 1 by capital N is cross multiplied with 1, so we have this one, this integration value here is shown as standard value. It is equal to square root pi by alpha. Alpha means factor of x square except minus 1, so factor of minus x square alpha. here alpha is here, so we have this one. So capital N equal to this one. Now substitute here at place of n, okay, this one alpha by pi power 1 by 2. So here alpha by pi, there was square root, again square root, mean alpha by pi power 1 by 4. While shifting to numerator, alpha by pi power minus 1 by 4. So this is a normalized wave function. Okay. So non-normalized function is converted into normalized by multiplying 1 by square root n, and by following the condition of normalization, capital N is obtained, and after substituting here, so we have normalized function. Now talking about the expectation value, x equal to, so it has been converted into normalized, so in denominator psi star will not be required. So I'm talking about only this one, as we have already been seen. See this one, x will be substituted. Okay. So x is need to be substituted. So we have already been seen psi star value is equal to this one. So by multiplying x here, okay, we will have x e power minus alpha square x dn equal to capital N, like this. Okay, 1 by n will be here. So 1 by n means alpha will be here, alpha by pi power 1 by 2. When that is shifted to numerator, then minus 1 by 2. This one is okay. But we know that this factor is equal to 0 because of the whole value will be equal to 0. So in this one, standard integration value. So expectation value of x is equal to expectation value of x square. We need to substitute here x square. So we will have x square here, like this one, x square. Okay. This one, standard value of this one is equal to this one, and by substituting that value here, we have 1 by 2. So it returns to the expectation value of x square. That's all in this numerical. Similarly, for a free particle, wave function is given, find n. Means again, n means without n, this was the non-normalized. By multiplying with n, it is converted into normalized function. So now we have to, according to the first point, capital N is needed to be calculated. By following the previous numerical, capital N can be calculated. So see here, the same procedure is used to calculate the capital N. The same procedure will also be used to find the expectation values. So these 2 points will not be discussed here. Talking about the second point, the region where probability of finding the particle is maximum. So we have to calculate the region where the finding probability is maximum. Let's see the second point. Here probability means psi star, the same, capital N is taken here. This one is kept here. So after simplification, this one, these two factors will be removed. X minus x square by 2a square is here as a power. So, or in terms of exponential of this one, so 2 will be removed. This one obtained, capital N are already been obtained according to the previous one, substituted here. Now if x is equal to 0, then e power 0, the px will be max. For x equal to a, so e power minus 1. For x equal to, by substituting x equal to minus a, so it will be minus 1, e power minus 1. For x equal to a and x equal to minus a, this value is equal to e power minus 1, okay, by additional factor with this one. And by further increasing the value of x, the probability gradually reduces. Increase value of x beyond a, okay, beyond a, then negative value will be increased, okay, negative value will be increased. So p gradually reduces. In other words, the probability, finding probability is maximum in a region up to x is equal to 0 to a and minus a. In other words, x is equal to minus a to plus a. The probability will be maximum. And beyond that, okay, gradually or suddenly reduces. You have to calculate the region where probability of finding particle is maximum. That is needed to be calculated. Maximum. So these values are represented to the limit of that. Similarly, expectation value is obtained according to the previous numerical. Thank you. Thank you all.